Hello and welcome to another tutorial. This one's an old one I've done a few years back that I'm just updating basically because it was a bit worn out. So this is obviously a blending tutorial and very simple process. There's lots of ways to do blending. Layer masks for ones, gradients, the eraser, all good ways in one way or another, but unreliable as to the end results. I've used them all quite often and was fairly happy with them until I came up against this one, which I found about, and so far I've stuck with this one because it seems to have the best results each and every time, and you're always in control of what happens on this one. So I'll just crack straight on. So first of all, just took three random images, this time from the King Kong. Now one thing you've got to remember is you can't just throw any three random images together. Well, you can, but the results are going to be hit and miss again. The reason for this is because when you're blending, you're actually cutting away part of the picture, so you've got to take this into account. And so the three pictures I've got here are in this particular order for the reason being is that this one with the dinosaur on the left has plenty of room on the right of it that can be cut into, and it's not going to affect the actual main image. Again, on the right, we can cut straight into this on the left hand side of this picture without affecting the main image. And on the King Kong one, although he's close to the edges, we can quite easily cut into his arms without actually ruining the overall effect of that picture. So that's the reason you can't just throw any three images together. But like I say, you can throw any three images together, but the results are going to be hit and miss because you're going to be blending parts of the faces, etc., if they're too near the edge. So just something to bear in mind before you just start cutting into any old picture. Okay, so if you imagine these three pictures are the stills on the back of your cover, you want to blend them seamlessly so you don't see any joins between the three pictures. Very, very simple process this. Anyone can do it, and once you know how to do it, hopefully you won't look back. If I just zoom into this so you can see better. So we're going to start with the dinosaur image now. We're going to blend the picture of King Kong with the dinosaur image, so we need to cut into either side here. Very, very simple, as I said. All you do is you go onto the lasso tool. I'm just going to get rid of these guides because they can affect the cutout, because the lasso tool tries to follow the guide, so make sure they're off. And basically all you do is draw a freehand oval. So freehand oval, like so. The only thing you've got to try and remember is that you've got to try and cover all the corners and the straight edge, because that's what we're going to be cutting. So just make sure that encompasses the corners and the straight edge down the right hand side. Once you've thrown that around, go up to select, go on to feather, and for the first cut I'm going to start off at 30. You can vary this. Basically, the higher the feather radius, the more it cuts in, so the more it will feather. You'll have a larger gradient on the edge. So if you was to go, for instance, let me quickly show you this. If you was to go 10, and then go OK, and then Control X to cut, making sure you're on the right picture first. Hang on. Go back to where I was. Okay, that one's layer 1. So again, the feather is 10. So if I was to cut that now, and then zoom into the edge, you can see that's just very slightly feathered that edge. If we just go back a couple of moves, go back to feather, select feather, and change that to 60. Okay, and then again, cut, Control X. Again, making sure you're on the right layer. There we go. Control X, and you can see, without even zooming in there, how that gradient has been affected by the higher rating of the radius. So that's something you can play around with to depending on what images you've got, you might prefer a higher radius to a lower radius, etc. It depends whether you want a sharp edge or not. On this particular case, we don't really want a sharp edge because we want to be pushing these together. So we'll keep that with the 60. And again, once that edge is done, same again, oval, select, feather, we keep it as 60, make sure you're on the right layer, in this case it's 2, Control and X to cut, and there you go. The only thing you have to make sure is that you haven't got any corners or straight edges left. If there's any corners or straight edges, you'll need to do a small cut around them and get rid of them, because they will show up when trying to push the images together. So once that's done, let's bring up the guidelines again, Control and colon, and if we push the King Kong image across to the other one, and you can see as they start to join, blending. Can you see that? Try and zoom in a little bit more. So you can see that's moving in, it's blending in with the other image. Move that as much as you want or as little as you want to get whatever effect you want. So I'm just going to do it so that white is not showing, like that. As you can see, no straight lines, no edges, completely seamless blending. So that's the first one done. Again, repeat the process on the left hand side of the Kong one. Selection tool, get rid of the guides. For an oval round now, select feather, 60 again, OK. Control and X to cut it, making sure there's no corners or straight edges left down this side. That's fine. And then we'll drag that last picture a bit further up so we can see what we're doing now. Like so. Again, get rid of those. And then I'll come a little bit further in there because we don't want too much of that wall left in the picture. Completely random oval. Select, feather, OK, Control X to cut. Again, making sure there's no corners. Just going to quickly zoom that off, don't like that sharp edge there. Drop that down to 30. Like so. And again, select these two images, drag that one along. Guys, back up, and there we go as it goes to blend in, and that's nice. Again, don't forget you can alter these and move these layers around. So if you want this one below the Kong, just drag that layer below the Kong, and then Kong will overlap her. So as you, whatever's on top. So again, if I want to drag this one to the top, then Kong will be overlaying both images, like so, which I don't know if I prefer. Let me try that back down there. No, I prefer that way. So again, zoom in, completely seamless blending from his fur to the background of the dinosaur picture, and again, beautiful blending into there. And that's it. That's as simple as it is. And you can use that with any particular thing. If you want to create a poster, etc., or put 4 or 5 images together in no particular order, you can use that again. You've just got to be careful of that feather and the layout of the pictures, which can affect the overall design and results you're going to get. But it's as simple as that. Hope someone got something out of it. Catch you later.